My name is Gallijess I'm here to speak to the public and hope I could have their support. It's in relation to the Victorian Police, the corruption.
And here's my father's will and testimony
to ruin my life. The Chief Commissioner of Police, Ken Lay, is now responsible for investigating my complaint. Deputy Mark Gallijess, the Chief of Staff, his words were, "I don't care what Ibac says. I don't care what Ibac says." The Victorian Police have 70% of control, so Ibac doesn't have much of a say. They had no choice but to cover the lie. I had 40 police officers involved in my case. What started off with one police officer, I was then targeted. I got another letter. The Deputy Chief of Staff on behalf of the Chief Commissioner. Your complaint, Carl Curran, against members of the Victorian Police Staff. I had my security licence suspended. Sergeant Tucock said on the grounds of having a prohibited weapon, which was a nunchucker, a plastic toy nunchucker he saw on a video clip. He said, "Mr. Gallijess, you're a danger to the society. You're not fit to hold a security licence." It's gone through now Superintendent Dean Stevenson. Even though he's been a celebrity on the ABC report, 7:30 report, he wrote me a letter as well. "Mr. Gallijess, I acknowledge your receipt of your letter, dated the 1st of October 2012 to the Chief Commissioner Ken Lay." The Chief Commissioner Ken Lay keeps having his name pop up. Request for investigation into alleged perjury committed by your sister. After a thorough and comprehensive investigation by Sergeant Pope of the Preston Police Station, which was reviewed by Inspector Robinson, I've had the privilege to have another police officer, it was determined that no offence was detected and the investigation has been completed. So what he's saying is the investigation that my sister bared false police witness in the court of law, lying to a judge that she had police witness, is not a criminal offence. Is that fair for everybody else in the public? And when I spoke to the magistrate judge and told Mr. Whiting about the police officers that have, given evidence that my sister lied...
Mr. Yates, you're saying that you were describing for the court your assistance that you provided to Ms. Gallijess.
She came to me one day at the police station.
He stated, "I don't recall that finding."
Is it Senior Constable Yates?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Could you step at witness box, please? We thought we'd depose your evidence now rather than after 2 p.m. so you can get away if possible.
I said, "Well, Your Honour, I've got a video, a recording."
At no time did you provide consent to being a witness?
No.
Of your voice and the police officers.
At no stage did you indicate to Miss Gallijess that you would be prepared to provide evidence in support of her application?
I have nothing to add.
And his response was, "Where did you get that? How did you get that?" I said, "I paid $55 at the register." "Well, can he do that?" "Yes." So he got caught out. But because my sister had friends in the police force, that gives her special privileges. So my sister's turned around and said, "Hang on a minute, I know police officers. Yeah, I'll get them to put a dodgy intervention order in the direction hearing to produce a document. Acting Sergeant Chris Yates, police officer to whom I reported incidents of family violence."
And in the course of that ethical standards investigation, did you express a desire to be removed from any reference in any court proceedings?
I became aware, I can't remember if it was before or after the ESD investigation, but I became aware that my name was on a list of witnesses.
Yes.
And I said, "No, well, I've got nothing to say, so you can take me off," and that was just a misunderstanding. So that was...
And you did not take any formal reports of any incidents?
No. It was an advice meeting.
So an advice meeting has turned up with 30 court appearances, turned over 40 police officers involved, and it's also gone into the laps of the Chief Commissioner Ken Lay. Wow, it must have been some kind of advice. Senior Sergeant Trevor Lockwood had confirmed that there was a major conflict of interest. Sister's police friend, Sergeant Yates. And all this dispute started out over a shower. My sister did not want me to have a shower in $1 million home. Code of silence does exist. I went over to her best friend police officer's wife and the police officer and said, "No worries, we'll put a false family violence report," and the judge awarded it. So she goes to run to Sergeant Yates. "Excuse me, Sergeant Yates, can you do me a favour?" "No worries, Angie, I'm a friend of yours." "Oh, my wife's going to be the matron of honour." "Of course, what do you want?" Bingo. That's what you call case closed. You're busted.
While we're here on the 8th of February, this matter was listed for a mention.
Why should I feel the pain that I can't see my mother? Why can't I be reunited? Because it's a matter of covering up the truth. Because it's called one thing, the code of silence. Because my father left me the will of testimony with my name, that's his dying last promise, and my sister as well, in shares, possibly over 5 million. Professional standards had failed to fulfil the duties of negligence that have been in my case. What started out as a simple order that my sister had put on me, because my father had passed away in 2009. She wanted not for me to reside at my mother's home. So she applied for an intervention order, first accusing me of damaging property. Those allegations were false. In the court of law, she lied in her application. Well, irrelevant of the truth, he said. I know you've been hard done by, but my verdict has been given.
And further told her that I couldn't be a part of it because I knew her, and that since she lived in Ivanhoe at the time, I sent her to the Heidelberg police station.
You're here under witness summons from Mr. Gallijess.
And this is what they call justice. Sergeant Yates was a police officer who attended my dad's funeral. After watching my mother caressing my father's coffin, knowing that I'm the son, Sergeant Yates and my sister, Angie, the police officer's wife, to plot a scam, to put an intervention order on me, prosecuting me for property gain. And it's a matter for the Chief Commissioner, Ken Lay, to make a matter of confession, and that is to bring justice to my name. What? Look at my dad's beach house. Where? Chief Commissioner Ken Lay seems to not take a stand, as he does state in the Herald Sun. We should all stand up, find some kind of something that they can say we've got him. But so far for 4 years they've failed. Constable Lee Bowens, which was a court liaison officer with Senior Sergeant Carl Richmond, and both of them were prepared to have the order revoked. Certain police officers would then bully Senior Sergeant Carl Richmond.
There are new facts or circumstances relevant to the order.
So the leave provision or the actual substantive provision?
It's the jurisdiction to revoke provision on where the court has the power to revoke or extend or vary. That's 149 subsection 3. And my submission in essence, Your Honour, that new facts and circumstances are just that. They have to be new, as in bail applications and any other application subsequent to the order being made.
I've lost everything. I've lost all my inheritance, and that Chief Commissioner Ken Lay is a no-no.
Yes, I mean, the same issue arises with leave. A magistrate of this court granted Mr. Gallijess leave to proceed with the revocation application, so they would have been satisfied at the threshold level that there were new facts and circumstances, or at least enough to warrant reopening the issue, or at least opening the revocation issue. So it's probably before me. What I think I need to do is hear evidence.
Vince Sy, the lawyer who's acting on behalf of my sister, says, unless you confirm in writing that you will not continue to make threats against your mother. And see the scandal between the lawyer and my sister. You know, the magistrate judge, Mr. Whiting, he states...
This is an application for a final intervention order brought by Assunta Gallijess against Joseph Gallijess. Joseph Gallijess, of course, is Mrs. Gallijess' son. The allegations in this matter don't involve any form of actual violence or threats of violence or any other forms of physical abuse.
I talk about a collusion of corruption that's going on. My brother-in-law goes to the Victorian Police Force, speaks to a Constable King, and says, he sent me a text message. Forgive me for being facetious. I get arrested, I get fingerprinted, I get mugshot. You're not allowed to send a text message. And I had authorisation. So he starts shaking, he pulls the disc out. Disposal of evidence. And I could say that straight to his face, to Constable King, that he set me up. Victorian Police politically had robbed me of my mother, of my family home, my inheritance, robbed me of my innocent name. One thing that stands with me is the Bible. They cannot break my spirit. Now, I represent myself in court because I haven't done anything erroneous to warrant these orders.